2 years ago, I was an extremely lazy person. I would sit, I would watch videos for hours. I would also watch all these different reels on how to actually become productive and doing the things you don't want to do, but nothing worked for me. Fast forward to today, I've generated over 1 million impressions on social media. I started a business and I've started posting on YouTube, all as a 20-year-old. I'm productive most of the day. And I tried all the hacks from cold showers to 30 and 5-minute learning techniques. Here are the 5 most effective ones that worked extremely well for me. The most useful one is at the end of this list. First one, do cardio. Now, I don't just mean going to the gym and lifting weights, I mean actually doing like running or cycling. And the reason why I say this is because I want you to think of the work that you're doing as 2 different skills that you're working on simultaneously. One, the skill that the task requires, whether it be your homework, whether it be something else. And second, the skill of doing that thing even when you don't want to do it. Always remember, your brain is not good at doing 2 things at once. So you need to isolate these. So the reason why I'm telling you to like run is that no matter how fit you are, 2 minutes in, 5 minutes in, 10 minutes in, there will be a point where you reach where you wouldn't want to run anymore. Your brain would be telling you to stop, and that's when you push even more. This solely trains the skill of willpower. By picking a skill that requires no learning, you're only training and isolating this skill. And if you think that you can't run because you're unfit, I promise you that's false. There's been people who are extremely unfit, never ran a day in their lives, that can run 5 miles on their first day just because they saw a David Goggins video and were extremely motivated. You can always run more than you think. It just depends on your willpower. Second, drink coffee. If you haven't already tried coffee, try adding it to your routine. And you might think this sounds silly, but trust me, it's not. I never used to drink coffee, but as soon as I started, I became extremely productive, and my tendency to do the things that I was procrastinating really reduced. Coffee is a miracle drug. It was responsible for the Industrial Revolution itself because the workers became so productive. So if you haven't already tried coffee, try it. Next one, space out your last meal before sleep. The reason why I say this is I know you always hear from everyone that, oh, sleep is extremely important, blah, 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 blah. But let me give you a story. I was in school and I would always struggle to be productive. But once a while, I noticed there would be these days where I would not mind doing my work at all and I would get a lot done. And I was like, why is this happening? Why am I productive on these few days in the middle? So after searching it up online, I realized that it was my sleep that was responsible for how disciplined, how self-willed I was. This was absolutely mind-boggling to me at the time because I used to think that discipline was like a trait or like a characteristic you really build up through a lot of effort, and it's kind of something that's more long lasting rather than fluctuating on a day-to-day basis. So I was like, let me test this out. I got a fitness tracker, and I noticed on the days that I would sleep really well, I would really want to do all the work that I was putting off. So that absolutely changed my behavior, and I learned to prioritize sleep. Sleep is extremely important, but instead of telling you 1,000 different hacks as to what you can do to improve your sleep, I'll tell you the one that makes the biggest difference, which is spacing out your last meal before sleep. And the reason why this works is it makes your body calmer and explodes your recovery systems so that your body recovers much faster and you feel much better the next day. If you want to take this a step further, the second step is to sleep at a consistent time every single day. But if you're struggling with sleep, focus on only this one thing first. Space out your last meals minimum 5 to 6 hours before you sleep and try to make sure that it's a light meal. Fourth one, plan the night before. When I was investigating why I used to procrastinate, I realized that anytime I was kind of confused between 2 different things and I had to make a decision, my likelihood of putting that task off and getting distracted would go significantly higher. So while I was doing one thing, I was like, oh, well, I also have to do that other thing, and I also have to do that other thing. And I was like, bro, all of this is so difficult. And then I would get distracted and I'd start watching something on YouTube. Anytime your brain is in that state of confusion or not knowing what to do, you're extremely susceptible to procrastinating. So what you need to do is plan the night before that from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I'll work out. From 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. I'll do this, and from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. I'll do this, etc., etc., etc. If you write down what you want to do the next day, almost like a computer program, it minimizes that thing of decision making that your brain has to do when it's actually going throughout that day, and you just stick to the script. Okay, fifth one, the one that drove the most productivity for me. It's controlling what you watch. If you've ever heard of the term that you are the sum of the 5 people that surround you, I want you to understand that there's a key assumption that this statement makes, is that it assumes that you spend your most time around people. For a lot of us in this day and age, we spend a lot of time just watching content, like watching YouTube, watching Netflix, etc., etc. So those things you're watching essentially become the people you're surrounding yourself with. What you watch or the people you surround yourself with becomes what you think about, and what you think about becomes what you do. I used to be a person that used to watch Mr. Beast, Sideman, I used to doom scroll, I used to watch a lot of garbage content. But then one day I was just so tired of it. I was like, this is a source of procrastination. I waste a lot of time just watching stuff. Best way to do this is to just get rid of this content altogether. So then I decided I would only watch content related to business, the thing I wanted to excel at. So people like Alex Hormozy, Tony Robbins, etc., etc. And I would always watch how to get better at business, which would make me want to work even more. So if you truly want to succeed at something, you need to monitor what's going into your brain. Let me give you an example for this. Say you were to watch home cleaning content every day for 7 days for an hour every day. I promise you by the fifth or sixth day, you will be cleaning your home. It's simply because what you watch becomes what you think about, and what you think about becomes what you do. So whatever it is that you want to excel at, you need to focus yourself into only watching things related to that particular thing. So these are the 5 hacks. If you have any questions, I'm a real person. Drop them down in the comment sections below. I'd be happy to answer them. You guys got this.